Hi there everyone, this is Jed McCabe of www.bodybuildingalert.com. This is a short video presentation called How to Build Muscle Quickly and in Safety, a simple 3-point plan. Now, to build muscle quickly, 3 essential components must be in place to get best possible results. First is a well-designed bodybuilding routine, second is proper nutrition, and third is recovery. Now, if any of these 3 elements are slightly out of whack, you won't get the best results, and you may not get any results at all. You need to rid yourself of the notion that more is better when training. This is because muscle grows at rest, and that's why those who work out 4 or more times a week are getting lousy results. Now, it's far more important to go for quality over quantity every time when you train. It's way more productive to have a couple of really good workout sessions a week than to set gym attendance records while just going through the motions. Let's take a quick look at what constitutes a well-designed bodybuilding routine now. In my humble opinion, every well-designed muscle building routine should be designed around either the squat or the deadlift exercise. These are the 2 movements that allow you to move the most weight, and to get big you must lift big. Yes, I'm afraid some hard work is involved, but as you'll see, it's not a lot of hard work. Now, unless you really do have a compelling medical reason, you absolutely must do one of these 2 movements. And not only that, you must make it the cornerstone of your bodybuilding routine. Some people say they can't squat or deadlift because of their knees or their back, and sometimes this is true, and if that's the case, then you have my sympathy. But a lot of people can use these exercises, and they just don't like doing them because they can get really hard work when you increase the poundage. Now, you'll most likely find that you're mechanically suited to either the squat or the deadlift, one more than the other, and you need to make it a priority to find out which exercise suits you best. Just as a quick hint, you may find if you're very tall that the deadlift suits you better than the squat, and if you're stocky, shall we say, then you may find the squat is a more natural exercise for you to do. But whichever one suits you best, you need to get working on that movement, so you need to find out which one suits you the best to start with. If you're lucky enough to be able to do both equally well, then lucky you. Having worked out which exercise suits you the best, you then need to find a way, you need to find the right way to do it, and that means get a good exercise technique book, and then train the exercise progressively and hard. That means keeping your form textbook and adding weight to the bar on a consistent basis. This is hard work, but how much do you want this? You can get to the stage where you're actually dreading a deadlift or squatting session the day before it takes place, but the actual duration is only about half an hour. So you've got to find a half an hour each week to do one session, and you only need a couple of work sets once a week to see absolutely amazing results, as long as you're training consistently and, as I said earlier, adding weight to the bar and keeping your form tight. Let's look at some of the other exercises that you'll need. As well as the 2 exercises just mentioned, the leg press is another excellent exercise for packing on muscle size. That's with the proviso that you've got a machine which is safe to use. The thing all 3 exercises mentioned so far have in common is they all work the largest muscles in your body hard. These are the muscles in your legs, hips and back. In fact, over 65% of your muscle mass is contained in your legs and back. So doesn't it make sense that the fastest way to gain size is to build your biggest muscles first? Now, if you throw the calf raise exercise in as well, that's your lower body sorted. Let's have a look now at the most productive upper body movements for packing on muscle. For chest, we're looking at the bench press and the dip, and also the push-up with your feet elevated. This is not to be underestimated. Just try this exercise if you've not tried it before. Put your feet up on a chair and then try and do the push-up. Having your feet elevated actually throws your body weight forward onto your upper body, and it makes it a really hard exercise. It's a great upper body strength builder. And if you're strong enough, try doing the handstand push-up, and that's a terrific shoulder and chest exercise. Also for shoulders, the military press, the old-fashioned standing barbell press, is a terrific exercise for packing on shoulder muscle. For the back, we're talking about the chin-up and the shrug. Now, the chin-up is often referred to as the upper body squat. It's a really powerful exercise, and for me it's the best upper body movement that you can do. The shrug is not far behind it. That stresses the trapezius muscle, which is the big large kite-shaped muscle in the middle of your back, and the shrug is a terrific exercise for building that muscle up. Now these are all actually brilliant exercises for your upper body regardless, and you don't even need to be doing all of these in any one workout routine. As I mentioned before with the leg exercises, you need to find the correct form for doing them properly in order to maximize the muscle building effect, and also of course to avoid injury. Injury is the one thing that will guarantee that all your progress grinds to a halt. So to that little selection, if you add in an exercise for your abs, and that's all you'll ever need to do. Let's take a quick look at diet now. It's crucial that you give the growth stimulus to your muscles to make them grow. That's the workout routine we've just spoken about. Having done that, you need to give your muscles the fuel they need to get larger, and that's the diet bit. You need to understand that if you don't eat properly, you've wasted your time in the gym. I said before that prior to a squatting or deadlifting session you can actually be dreading the workout because it really can get hard work. So imagine doing all that hard work for nothing, and if you're not eating properly, that's exactly what you're doing. You need to eat 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. And just as important is to eat enough calories too. You can eat all the protein in the world, but if you're not eating enough calories, then the extra protein is just going to go towards body maintenance. So you need to be eating enough calories. Now, how do you find out what that figure is? Firstly, you need to discover what your maintenance calorie level is. That's where your body weight stays constant, and then you gradually add to it until you start to put on weight. If you're working hard enough in the gym, then most of the weight you're putting on should be muscle. Just to make sure, you need to check your body mass index to make sure that you are putting on muscle and not fat. Now here's a very important point. Supplements are not the answer. They will not make a poor diet into a good one. This is very important. Some people think that they can have the lousiest diet in the world, and by taking a bunch of supplements that will give them muscle gains. This is not the case. The clue is in the name. It's to supplement a good diet. So first of all, get your diet in order properly. That's 5 or maybe even 6 meals a day, and having done that, then think about supplements if you still need them. But my feeling is that most of the time, if you're having a proper diet, supplements are just a waste of money. Finally, let's look at recovery. So we've talked about training and diet, and effectively we've done the hard yards. I mean, how hard can recovery be? Remember, as I said at the beginning of this piece, less is more. 2 workout sessions a week is optimal, and you always need plenty of recovery time between workout sessions. That means you never work out on consecutive days, and you never work out if you're still sore from the previous session, even if the exercises you're planning to do are for a different set of muscles than the ones that are still sore. You should aim to get 8 hours sleep a night. This won't always be possible, but at least aim for it. And don't make the mistake of trying to shortchange on sleep during the week, thinking you can catch up at the weekend. This is proven to be not the case. Probably a bit of superfluous advice, but try and avoid stressful situations before turning in if you can. Anything that's going to make you stressed or worried when you're trying to sleep will not help you. Similarly, try and keep outside activities within bounds if you're not training. So if you're training twice a week, and then if you're, say, going 10-pin bowling one night, playing golf a couple of times a week, and so on, you're going to have much worse results with your muscle building. I'm not saying for 1 second that you should become a couch potato. In fact, it's advisable that you don't. But you do need to be sensible, particularly if you're working out the next day. Now, what I've told you so far is only an overview of this system. I don't really have the space here to go into more detail. So this is what you need to do if you want more information. To hear more about this method of training in much more detail, there's a free 70-minute video report available called Bodybuilding Basics. To download it now, visit www.bodybuildingalert.com and find out the truth about how to train smart and make massive muscle gains in less than 3 hours a week. I hope this has been beneficial to you. This is Jed McCabe of www.bodybuildingalert.com. bodybuildingalert.com, signing off, and I'll say cheers and speak to you soon.